は続くものではない。大半のものの一生は紙に書いても数行にしかならず、そのほとんど
Halo Mal, selamat malam Mal, kabar baik Mal, kamu sendiri apa kabar Mal? Malam Muzan. Aduh, akhirnya ya guys ya 3.3 udah di depan mata. Cuma tinggal menunggu updatean. Enggak sih, lebih tepatnya live stream update sih. Mantap, congrats ya, udah berarti sukses ya berarti Mal WS-nya ya. Halo Bagus Gaming.
Sibuk kerja akhir tahun. Jangan biarkan malah menghalangi.
Sebentar. Lemah malam sekarang berbangun. Udah malam ya Everlasting. Jam berapa live-nya kok? Jam 7 harusnya. Selamat malam beliau. Selamat malam juga Freddy Sanjaya. Hadir, selamat malam Lintang. Atau selamat sore sih. Jamnya udah malam lah ya. Teman-teman yang baru join, boleh tolong dibantu like videonya ya teman-teman ya, biar saya bahagia gitu lah, biar saya bahagia. Oke. Akhirnya gue bisa main Genshin di PC. Kongres udah bisa main di PC Lintang. Gimana rasanya main di PC? Enak nggak sih? Domainnya di mana ya? Ah, di sini. Lancar 60 FPS, belum terbiasa sama kontrolnya, enggak apa-apa, biasain dulu aja ntar Lintang. Collab Genshin jam berapa? Jam 7. Halo Ais. Malam atau sore nih? Masih sore nih. Udah malam sih Antoni, malam banget. Arif. Selamat malam Abang Arif, apa kabar Arif? Nonton stream Nancy. Nancy siapa Nancy? Itu udah fix rerun. Udah fix kah? Nonton stream gak bang? Nonton. Nanti kita bakal nobar bareng ya teman-teman ya. Jam 7 kan? Selamat siang juga Tasya. Bang Nahida bagus selesai kirim bisa apa Mbappe? Kok apa Mbappe? Ma pamer? Bukan Mbappe ya guys ya. Nggak masuk ke live. Ya live stream 3 jam 7 nanti. Nobar nanti kita nobar. Lah ya bisa-bisanya Mbappe loh katanya. GG sekali, maaf pamer, bukan Mbappe ya Muzan ya. Portugal menang, iya aku nonton itu kemarin malam, gokil lah. Mau pulus sekarang nggak? Yes, rencana mau pulus sekarang aku Yonghi. Oke lah ini. Rerun nggak rerun sedih sih. Kenapa Freddy? Freddy ngincer Constellation atau baru ngincer channelnya nih Mas Yan? By the way, akhirnya aku sudah menamatkan pertandingan Pokemon ya guys ya. Udah tamat tanding Pokemon aku. Ini. Iya sumpah itu teman-teman terakhir bolanya hampir kecolongan loh, gila. Kenapa internet saya lemot sekali hari ini ya? Halo juga Pet. Sebenarnya Pet baru di sini ya Pet ya. Welcome to the stream Pet. Selamat malam Diego. Aduh. Bang Dodo nih bos. Enggak sih, yang cakep itu golnya si Felix Joao tuh ya. Ngeri sih. Sudah bayar aku Anthony, jangan gitu kamu. Aku kalau bayar nggak pernah terlambat loh, saya on time. Ada info nobar? Ada, nanti jam 7 ya teman-teman, jangan kita nobar ya. Sekarang kita mainan dulu. Paling kelarin quest-quest doang, palingnya belum selesai. Nahida channel nih. Ini nih Nahida. Main channel aja kita guys. Surabaya panas. Sebenarnya hari ini hujan deras sih, tapi mungkin karena AC ku baru nyala ya, jadi terasa panas jujur aja. Ya berapa kau? Yayanya, aduh, jangan deh kalau yayanya deh, aku agak. Sebenarnya yayanya channel sih sebenarnya sih. Kena bug, jadi akhirnya berhasil C6 sendiri gitu. Betul ada sebenarnya ya guys ya. Ada Mang Firman, apa kabar Mang Firman? Ya, channel R7, R5. Kalau R7-nya yang senjata sebelahnya sih Tasya. Pet 250 dan J3 kekejar aku. Posisi C1. Oh, bisa tuh. 250 bisa sih aku rasa. Menunggu. Masa sekolah hujan? Aku tadi kok di kantor hujan ya? Menunggu kabar Raiden bang, mau nyoba buat payback. Kayaknya sih ya, makanya kita nanti coba lihat di apa namanya, di update nanti ya. Apa yang bakal rerun. Tidak berarti udah sebenarnya Surabaya cukup dingin tuh seharusnya. Cuma nggak tahu kenapa kayak kamarku masih panas guys. Maupun filter buat Yaeka betul. Kurang sense emblem. Kurang sense elemental mastery sih. Nanti nobar streaming kak. Yes tak. Nobar stream nanti. Oh ini decent. Bang Hutau kan masih lama nih sebenarnya. Nanya ngambil signature child apa saya Hutau Homa? Mungkin Hutau childnya pakai apa dulu nih sekarang? Sebenarnya better mana set attack sama EM? Tergantung tim kom. Kalau kamu mainannya tim komnya aggravate, bagusan pakai sense EM. Tapi kalau selain aggravate, bagusan attack. Oh kalau stringless aku rasa gas dulu sih polar sih. Soalnya menurutku kurang ya kalau stringless buat child dibandingkan polar cukup jauh sih. Cuman untuk Hutaunya pakai apa nih weaponnya? Tinari bagusnya pakai apa bang? Apa deh senjata? Amos bisa. Ya gua mono elektro. Aduh. Ya mono elektro masih. Kalau mono elektro pakai attack aja sense-nya. Sense-nya pakai attack aja. Cuman yakin tuh. Tinari Hunter Spell oh jelas kalau tuh kan. Kalau Tinari udah pakai signature-nya mah jangan ditanya udah. Mau Kagura gak pulang mulu, heran saya udah 2 kali bolo. Oh tenang Diego. Aku waktu full apa Kagura itu sampai R7 PJC, tenang aja kamu. Gak share live stream, share kok nanti jam 7 ya. Jam 7 kita nobar bareng. Hujan, api, paus, air, petir. Untuk saya kalau reviewnya 5.000 per karakter. Kalau bawa bintang 4-nya apa? Bawa bintang 4 bisa pakai weapon yang dari punya weapon craftnya Sumeru bisa tuh. Sehat kan bang? Sehat. Stream Genshin jam 7. Halo juga Muhammad Firman. Selamat sore. Atau malam sih udah. Boleh lihat build saya boleh. Sebentar ya. Kirim 5K-nya kemana? Ada di social bus. Ada di bio itu kalau mau sawer. Wah, tim waifu kelas. Udah nobar pakai bareng? Iya dong. Nonton bareng namanya, Man. Kan masih masuk ya, Man ya. Oke, siap mandi dulu, dia juga mandi. Nunggu Yanto sama Raiden di satu banner. Kenapa kok nunggu Yanto sama Raiden? Aduh, ini aku kok ngelag ya hari ini ya. Ini kayaknya nanti sebelum aku stream aku harus restart internet dulu sih kalau gini ceritanya. Halo juga Brik, selamat malam Brik. Bener sekarang tuh ayah tuh bang. Aduh jujur aja kalau bicara soal karakter yang belum rilis aku gak bisa ngomong sih. Soalnya mesti lihat dulu.
5.000 dari Gun. Pesan, coba cek karakter Kuko 89.004.220.
89 kan? Apa iya lah UID 89? Emang sudah ada UID 89 ya? Emang ada ya? Gak ada kan? 809 kayaknya.
5.000 dari Anthony. Pesan, kok deket rumahku kok ada staff IndiHome benerin turret ngapain ya?
Wah itu berarti kayaknya habis gini kamu harus defend high ground kayaknya habis gini. Kayaknya kamu harus defend high ground sih, turret tuh habis ini amburadul soalnya. Good luck ya. Anak PS-nya apa? Oh enggak, bukan PS kok. Dia kurang predict banner 3.3. Kalau dari rumahnya sih Shogun ya. Kalau Shogun sih. Oke, kita intip dulu ya Miko, content creator, my name is God. Gimana apa namanya sloganmu gimana? Hai, Gun di sini. Bukan itu sloganku, kampret apa ya? Oh, ya itu Hi my name is Gun ya sloganmu ya. Oke. Yay Miko. Masih level 70, crit rate-nya nanti aman sih pasti. CDM-nya ini kayaknya lebih safe ya. Ah iya benar, hai my name is Gun, cakep. Crit rate-nya sih nanti mungkin bisa tembus ke angka 65 aja di level 90 ya. Sama with it-nya udah mentok di 90, jadi CDM-nya mungkin bisa naik lagi. Artifacts-nya 2, oke gak ada masalah. 2 roll, 1 roll 3/5. Bunga mungkin boleh dikonsider buat digantikan. Mungkin kalau aku pribadi aku prefer crit-nya di angka 70 sih kalau untuk Yai. Takutnya crit-nya nggak moncrot itu crit-nya takutnya. Kepala very good, decent sekali. Gobletnya CDM 1, CR 2, 3/5 masih oke lah on piece. Bulunya dulu ntar, bulunya 2, 1, 3/5 juga. Oke wait. Oke, issue cuma desain doang ya. Aku rasa kalau Sense boleh cari substats CDM lagi sama
5.000 dari Freak. Pesan, Yaiku koh hehe. 801.849.489.
ya. Ya, paling kalau aku boleh saran pertama di bunga kamu cari lagi substats crit rate plus crit damage yang lebih tinggi aja. Kalau ini sebenarnya 3/5 masih oke lah karena ada energy recharge ya, kita butuh energy recharge. Tapi kalau aku saran juga di sini mungkin boleh crit damage, soalnya bunga dan bulu cari artifact paling gampang buat cari crit rate sama crit damage. Nah di sense-nya kamu boleh cari substats crit damage sama energy recharge. Ya gitu aja sih kalau aku saran. Yes gitu kan. Cakep. Bang Mabar nunggu Bang Lamin ngelajar lama banget. Sombong sekali satu moderator ini. Kita cabut aja kalau bisa moderatornya. Bang, ntar kira-kira butuh rerun nggak? Kalau rerun sih pasti ya, cuman kapannya itu yang kita masih belum tahu teman-teman ya. Kalau rerun sih pasti rerun, cuman kapannya itu masih kurang tahu. Yay, kayaknya freak. Yay. Jahat woi, masa sih? Oke. Yoi, sama-sama Gan, semangat ngebuildnya Gan. Di 3.3. Kalau banyak yang bilang katanya si Shogun ya, si yang bakal liran ya. Cuma nanti coba kita lihat setengah jam lagi ya. Setengah jam lagi kita bakal nobar sih guys. Jadi siapkan mental kalian. Crit rate, crit damage decent, tapi energy recharge-nya issue doang ini. Kecuali kamu, oke nggak aja satu dan ada Raiden sih. Cuman meskipun ada Raiden pun kalau channel aku rasa 130 sampai
5.000
140 ya.
dari Anthony. Pesan, koh nabung piti saat rate off dosa enggak ya?
Sebenarnya kalau dosa sih enggak ya Anthony ya. Cuman kalau misalnya tiba-tiba kamu bunuh diri karena kamu kalah rate off baru dosa. Gitu sih. Selama kamu nggak bunuh diri nggak apa-apa, nggak dosa. Shogun fix Swiss muncul yang live banner. Iya, aku lihat itu juga sih kan. Aku lihat yang di banner live streamnya China sana udah ada Shogunnya. Kayaknya udah fix Shogun sih. Oh, apakah itu bakal rerun lagi? Bunga cakep sih 4/5. Good. Ini cakep juga. Ini cakep sekali. Aduh, kita butuh energi recharge saya masuk mana ya? Aku rasa kamu bisa ganti crit rate sih. Aku rasa crit rate-mu boleh dikurangin. Iya. Crit rate-nya boleh kurang, Frik. Aku rasa di bulu nih CDM sama energi recharge saja. Bentar, 6 plus 7, 13%, 13, 71 masih bisa sih. Masih bisa. Kalau mau di sini CDM energy recharge, distance juga CDM energy recharge. Oke, siap kan, thank you kan. Yes, jadi saranku itu sih energy recharge kejar ke angka 130 sampai 140 Frik. Oke. Meskipun ada baterai untuk Raiden, aku C1 aja ya. Aku C1 aku energi recharge 130 pakai Raiden baru bisa ngejar 100% uptime. Layla worth to build ya. Oke, Layla lumayan oke untuk di build. Kalau misalnya kamu rebutan Fiona atau kebetulan Fionanya nggak bisa dipakai di tim apa namanya Cryo, bisa pakai itu. No, belas HP bisa, masih bisa. Aduh. Bang, nobar live stream di IG, nobar. Kenapa pingnya merah ya? Apa aku doang ini ya? Kok kayaknya streamnya berjalan dengan lancar? Cuman ininya nge-lag. Katanya waifu juga kan. Waifu siapa ini waifu nih? Coba ayangku yang mana? Kok nggak kelihatan mah fotonya mah. Halo guys, selamat malam dah. Tutor color rate gimana kok? Monamu elektro. Tutor color rate Monamu catching atau yae? Halo juga Bivan, selamat malam Bivan. Oh ya teman-teman, kayaknya nanti waktu nobar live stream, aku cuma bisa nobarin di YouTube kayaknya ya. Takutnya kalau nge-lag, soalnya ini kok kelihatannya internetnya lagi nggak stabil. Jadi nanti semisal aku nggak streaming di TikTok, berarti aku tetap stream di YouTube ya. Nobar Pildun kah? Enggak, bukan Pildun, nobar update Genshin. Setengah jam lagi. S3 marketing, gak gitu Lus. Bukan gitu guys. Bukan marketing ini. Waifu mau pakai apa kok? Aku pakai apa namanya ini? Bisnet. Astaga, sampai lupa namanya. Sekarang nobar Pildun. Aku butuh rebahan guys. Biar pindah ke YouTube. Sebenarnya bukan gitu sih Frik, tapi nggak salah juga sih.
10.000 dari penghuni handal. Pesan, halo bang, saya yang dem abang lusa kemarin bang hehe.
Oh halo penghuni handal, UID-nya berapa ya penghuni handal ya? Kok lihat stajanya boleh? Oke Syamal, ini stajai. Sementara pakai Guild Dream. Lah kan emang biasanya kita nobar di YouTube. Yes. Ini kayaknya sakit karena dia anu ya teman-teman ya. Karena dia ini. Iya guys. Sama ini makanya dia sakit. Kalau build-nya mah biasa aja sumpah. Halo kok hari ini mantap banget Tam. Aku hari ini shoulder dia kok hari ini. Besok aku like deh besok. Silau. Mungkin boleh dipakai kacamatanya dulu teman-teman. Kenapa ya gitu tuh? Soalnya aku main grafit. Kalau ya grafit bagusan pakai ini. Ya sakit, ya betul. Ya sakit karena kekuatan money, nggak salah. Yang ditunggu bukan bansos tapi leg sebelah Raiden. Leg sebelah Raiden. Maksudnya apa? Jam berapa mulai live-nya? Jam 7 WIB. Kok belum live streaming Genshin sih? Jam 7 baru mulai. Dari Sila banget ya PJCR 7. PJCR 7 tolong jangan disebut dong. Di Luko tidak terang. Gas, Frega, susul saya ya Frega C9 di Luko. Oke Muhammad Firman siap. Muhammad Firman boleh minta tolong itunya? Kamu minta kemarin kamu udah sabar ya katanya ya? Tolong UID-nya ya Muhammad Firman ya. Bang udah ada code review-nya belum? Soalnya belum mulai nih anunya streamnya. Sudah tapi kaki kayak pensil. Gak apa-apa, semangat aja latihannya. Pokoknya gas terus semangat latihan, jangan pernah menyerah. Nanti kaki lu pasti gede. We go gym. Nonton di mana sih live-nya? Aku biasa di Twitch, tapi belum mulai sih. Jam 7 baru mulai. Spira sekarang enak pakai tim apa kok? Raiden National masih top di atas sih teman gimana. Bagus banget itu. Tim Freeze di first half bisa kalau nggak salah. First half-nya apa ya? Aku bahkan lupa loh isinya apa. Oke siap, Biman makan dulu. Malam sehat Xiao. Kamu sendiri apa kabar Xiao? Oke siap Mama Firman sebentar ya. Kok kalau ya C1 kelebihannya apa dengan channel? Kelebihannya kamu nggak perlu substance energy recharge tinggi Zan. Soalnya C1 dia udah kayak ibaratnya bantu energy recharge sekitar 20%-an. Lama banget jam 7, sebentar lagi 25 menit lagi. Santuy. Yes, aku toilet sebentar ya. C2 ya bagus ya kok. C2 ya itu bikin range-nya turretnya serangannya lebih jauh. Atau ya jadi range-nya lebih gede gitu. Halo Aseng, sorry Aseng gak kebaca tadi. Announcement-nya belum, jam 7 baru mulai. Udah menang red off 3 kali wasos baru PT 20. Santai aja mah. Kalau Hoki gak kemana Diego, santuy. First off ada Drake. Oh ada Drake, aku lupa sih jujur dia musuhnya apa aja. Oke, bener ini ya Muhammad Firman ya? 815243656. Oke. Shogun Diran udah fix ya? Oke. CDM bagus, energy recharge bagus, attack M bagus, tapi crit rate-nya sedikit kurang. Mungkin kita perlu naikin sedikit aja sih, jangan banyak-banyak ini. Sama saranku jangan pakai emblem sih, Mama Firman. Soalnya menurutku kalau pakai ini kamu kehilangan damage. Lebih baik energy recharge dapat dari substance. Live stream 3.3 hari ini yes, jam 7. Bentar lagi, 20 menitan lagi. Bungamu decent banget. Kepala oke. Cuman kalau aku pribadi, aku bakal ganti kepalanya jadi crit rate, cari substats, crit damage, dan energy recharge. Udah, aku rasa itu doang aman sih. Sama kamu bisa pertimbangkan buat ganti 4 Shimenawanya. Tapi kalau kamu masih nggak mau ganti 4 Shimenawa, pakai dulu aja nggak apa-apa. Soalnya ini jujur aja cakep banget sih. Ini 9/9, ini 9/9 juga, ngeri. Sebenarnya overall bagus banget sih, hampir semuanya kepakai semua ya, kecuali ini defense sekali. Tapi overall cakep banget sih. Nobar kah? Ya, nobar. Cuman aku nggak tahu sih TikTok kuat nggak nanti untuk double stream. Kalau misalnya nanti nge-lag, aku bakal stream di YouTube. YouTube-nya Lamiosa. C1, kalau C1 aku sangat sarankan nggak usah pakai emblem, Muhammad Firman. Soalnya gini, kamu C1, kamu kan masih punya Raiden ya, aku asumsi kamu punya Raiden. ER130 aja udah aman kok kalau C1. Jadi ini emblemnya bisa kamu pertimbangkan buat ganti ke Thundering Fury atau ganti lagi ke kedua main stats attack. Cakep itu. Untuk Bennetmu sendiri energy recharge-nya aku rasa boleh dinaikin lagi. Ini bisa dinaikin lagi sih levelnya. Sama sense-mu pakai HP ya. Sense-nya ganti ke energy recharge, Muhammad Firman. Healing ini HP atau healing bonus boleh. Ini HP sudah betul. Ya. Nggak masalah, ini aja, ini kamu ganti ke energy recharge saja Firman. Sama ya-nya PR-nya tadi di emblemnya ya. Udah, beres itu doang. Weh, sedikit lagi jadi sepuh nih kalau jadi Jamal. Oke, kita gas ini dulu ya. Aku sudah kelarin bounty belum ya? Oh sudah. Oke, domain trance, full furnishing, sama masa udah belum?
5.000 dari someone. Pesan Koh Raiden Somaiku 829.193.088.
Raiden Shomai. Berapa pacarmu Mal? AR-nya? Ada Notsu. Ini ya sepuh tidak sepuh. Ini apa kabar Notsu? Halo Gerard Crimson, selamat malam. Oh iya ya, kita boleh ambil secara sih. Nggak nobar. Cuman masih belum mulai nih Genshinnya, Genshinnya. Streamnya. Habis ini mulai kan habis ini. Bisa ngabisin di Thundering Fury atau bisa farming Kill the Dream, atau mungkin kalau mau bisa ambil dari itu sih meja judinya itu. Yo siap kakak apa Notsu? Lamiosa di drama. Ya saya kurang menikmati perdramaan sih guys. Jadi saya juga menghindari. Kok kalau mau review karakter minimal nggak ada minimal levelnya? Himitsu Akane nggak ada minimal level. Selamat pagi juga Muneli. Yo, sama-sama Firman, thank you banget ya, Firmannya juga udah sawer. Raiden Shomai. Oh, cakep ini. Crit rate oke, CDM oke, energy rate oke. Attack-nya pun juga oke. Kita intip ya sewangi apa Raiden Shogun ini. Harusnya ini agak brutal sih jujur aja guys. 9/9, oke, keras banget.
5.000 dari someone. Pesan 813.582.027 review Ganyu.
Oke. 5/5 kepala, cakep banget, no comment. 5/5 goblet, buset, oke. Sayangnya sense-nya anti climax ya guys ya. Seandainya ini sense-nya brutal sih, ngeri sih. Bulunya 9/9, oke, cakep banget. PR-nya cuma 1, perbaiki di sense doang. Overall Raiden build seperti ini udah cakep banget ini. Ngeri. Cakep. Jam berapa live Banstos? Jam 7.00 WIB. Semoga banner sesuai link supaya bisa mengganggu fake. Oke, semoga si Shogun Niran ya. Kalau ya Miko DPS maka bisa. Review gun E someone. Oke. Wah, kalau dapat catching tamat ya terus lagi ngancem hoyovers dia. Oke, gun E. Wow. Wow. Ini punya Apri ini yang pernah masuk kontenku bukan sih? Aku lupa aja sama punya Apri ya. Tapi kalau misalnya ini bukan yang masuk kontenku, ini agak gila sih, jujur aja. Oh iya, kampanye punya Anthony ya. Jadi ini ganti baru lagi dengan script value seperti ini. Sekte mana nih?
5.000 dari Clau. Pesan, koh saran Raidenku apa aja yang harus diperbaiki 851.437.488.
Siap. Oke, bunganya oke, 5/5 cakep, decent. Kepalanya 2. Kepala mungkin boleh diganti ya.
5.000
Karena off
dari
base juga
Samuan.
kan.
Pesan, koh review Laila saya koh 805.445.820.
Oke. Gobletnya oke, 4/5. Sense cakep. Bulu cakep, gak ada masalah. Backsoundnya Sharo, Notsu. Ketik aja di YouTube SHAROU. Gak ada masalah sih Apri, ini oke banget ini. Udah cakep nih. Ngeri ini. Good. Paling kalau mau diperbaiki, saranku cuma perbaiki kepala. Cari crit rate sama elemental mastery di kepala. Overall lainnya udah decent banget ini punyamu. Saran Raidenku apa yang harus diperbaiki? Permisi, boleh minta waktunya seumur hidup? Boleh, smooth. Saya suka. Apri siapa punya gua? Oh, punya gua tadi soalnya nama di emailnya Aprian Ricky namanya, yang Sambuan. Halo Kazuma. Bener nggak sih tanya? Soalnya tadi emailnya atas nama Aprian Ricky. Ya segitu aman gak Sobat Gani? Aman. Ganti 40% udah aman Rif. Soalnya dia charge attack kedua tuh ada 20% lagi tambahannya. 15 ya, lupa berapa. Toh rasio Mahida berapa? 50 atau 20 udah aman. PJWS ini. Oh, Skyward Spine, oke. Skyward Spine, crit value bagus, energy recharge juga cakep. 4 emblem, oke. Bunga cakep 4/5. Ini 1, 2, 3, 4. Oke, 4/5 juga, gak ada masalah. Gobletnya decent, 4/5. Ya, 4/5. Sense-nya attack-nya gede ya. Tapi gak apa-apa sih, kepake juga. Oke, gak ada masalah sih kalau dilihat dari Shogunya ya. Balance banget ini. Gak ada masalah sih ini. Punyanya DJU. Lupa sama nama sendiri. Astaga, tanya kamu hebat sekali. GG Gimang ya kamu ya. Arte buat Sarah apa kok? Aku pakai 4 emblem sih. Soalnya skill Q dia ada damage yang lumayan sakit. Yes, cakep. Review Layla saya. Sebenarnya ini Layla pertama yang saya review, guys. HP 22.000, energy recharge-nya. Bentar ya. Aku ini lupa inget si Layla itu. Aku nggak punya Layla soalnya. Dia berapa ya? Apa energy cost-nya ya? Bentar. $80 kah? Oh, kalau cuma 40 nggak perlu gede-gede sih energy recharge-nya sih. 140 mah R130 aja udah aman ya, apalagi kalau kamu main Dreamcom 2 Cryo. Halo Lintang, santuy satu Lintang. Pavo cakep 4, jangan 4 Blizzard dong, kan si Layla ini bukan DPS. Kalau mau mainan Tena aja, 4 Tena bisa nih di Layla. Ya pakai 4 Tena aja sih, jangan pakai 4 Blizzard saranku. Soalnya dia bukan DPS, 4 Blizzardnya kasih kayak aja. Si dianya full support. Antara pakai kalau misal tim kamu sesuai ini ya, misal tim kamu yang 4 ini monanya boleh pakai Noblesse, ininya pakai Tenacity atau dibalik, ininya pakai Noblesse, monanya pakai Tenacity. Jadi full buff untuk si Ayaka juga. Soalnya perannya dia sama kayak Diona sih sebenarnya sih, battery plus shielder kan. Live Genshin jam 7, sebentar lagi nih. Ya, jadi saranku cuma perlu ganti aja 4 blizzardnya, jangan diganti. Sorry, jangan pakai 4 blizzard, ganti aja ininya. Bang, kenapa Global M sudah dapat? Memang peluangnya dia untuk muncul lebih kecil memangnya. Jadi memang lebih susah. Domain Skaramus di mana ya? Domain Skaramus di mana ya guys ya? Ini bukan? Ya ini. Yes, betul. Terima kasih Sizu. Canfat Raffin itu apa namanya? Kalau kau tadi bentar kota habis santuy. Saya pakai kasih shoot cakep. Kok rasio Nahida berapa? 50 atau 20 udah aman tuh. Kenapa nyari Crimson CR dengan serta CDM? Oh jelas ban. Itu kalau itu kamu nyari yang sempurna namanya mal. Pasti susah kalau itu. Udah nggak usah tanya kalau itu. Gak showcase, ada foodnya nggak ya? Kayaknya nggak ada deh. Oh nggak sedia. Oh ada satu. Sama bisa kayaknya. Kayaknya kalau showcase bisa sih kayaknya. Paling showcase tipis-tipis paling ya. Kok ada oh, pada saat ini ternyata. Jujur aku ini cara lawan sekarang guys, ini kayaknya baru kedua deh lawan ini. Gimana sih caranya supaya ininya bisa nembak? Kok nggak bisa nembak ya? Anunya ya, apa namanya hijau-hijauku ini? Senhanya mana kok? Senhanya masih nggak ada Rip. Oh di base ini memang kita harus baku hantam ya. Ya udahlah kalau gitu. Ntar di base 2 baru bisa ya. Aku baru kedua lawan ini kayaknya soalnya. Makanya aku pikir mau nembak kalau bisa mending dari C2 atau engroupingnya. C2 sih, kalau bisa C2 get C2. Oh ini dia nembak ya. Boom. Tinari CR 878 aman tuh Diego, aman tuh. Soalnya Tinari nggak butuh ER tinggi-tinggi sih, kecil banget energi cost dia. Nah, kena bola aku nih mau si energi woy. Kedua energi aman ya guys ya nanti waktu dia reset ya atau ulang ya. Artifact Bodiana 14. Butuh nggak butuh energi recharge?
よし、出発だ。重圧昇格。
踊りなさい。
Oh ya, udah balik energi charge-nya ya.
みんなは俺が守れ。
Loh, Mona aja Monanya. Kok nggak bisa ganti loh? Kalau Ami tolong nama Dori nggak tahu aku. Apa nama kami Dori? Nggak pakai putih aku ya. Apa mana kami Dori guys? Nggak tahu aku. Masa ya Dorinya lebih panjang doang. Lagi 5 menit, ntar aku siapin dulu ya. Masa namanya gitu Thomas, kamu ngaco pasti ya. Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact Official. Sebentar lagi guys. Kita ngebut ini dulu deh. Ya kayaknya teman-teman nanti yang mau ikutan nobar boleh ke YouTube teman-teman ya. Aku takut internet aku nggak kuat, jadi kita gas rame-rame di YouTube aja biar rame. Selamat malam Alif, silakan Alif. Dori sang Ema, apa Dori sang Ema boy?
10.000 dari Prima 17. Pesan, akhirnya bisa nonton Bang Lamiosa lagi. Masih maba tapi udah sibuk dunia perkuliahan hehe. Semangat.
Ada Prima, apa kabar Prima? Lama banget gak jumpa Prima. Halo aku. Apa kabar aku? Ya, siap aku. Satu itu doang, enggak, ini level kecil guys, level bawah nih, level bawah. Kalau level atas mah nggak bisa saya wanit ya guys ya. Yes, 3 menit lagi. Ini habis keluar Storm Terror aku bakal live di YouTube nih. Tungguin live stream, yes, betul. Gak 1 juta damage, susah kalau 1 juta damage Alif. Rasanya aku gak ada kartu bisa 1 juta damage sih. Build Jaya nanya kayak mana kok? Untuk Build Jaya boleh bantu lihat di YouTube kasih mah. Di YouTube aku udah kasih perincian apa aja yang perlu di build segala macamnya. Mora, oke. Oke, kita standby dulu aja ya. Kita standby dulu aja ya di live streamnya ya, supaya nggak terlambat. Sebentar. Aku matiin dulu anunya deh yang oke. Ini kita pindah ke sini dulu. Logo analognya kita geser sedikit juga. Ini kok nggak bisa digeser sih? Nah, ketinggian pula.
10.000 dari Prima 17. Pesan, mumpung tugas tinggal sedikit jadi nonton Bang Lamiosa hehe. Semangat Bang, keren dah.
Thank you Prima. Lah di sini udah beda server. Ya iya sih. Ntar yuk kita ganti dulu ke Twitch. Oke. Harusnya bentar lagi sih nih guys, harusnya guys. Salah ding, harusnya ke bawah. Salah. Sih ya, sebentar, sorry. Nah. Oke. Cuman tinggal menunggu aja. Ini mulainya. Oke teman-teman TikTok, kita sampai jumpa di YouTube teman-teman yang mau streaming ya. Soalnya aku takutnya streamku nge-lag. Soalnya ini aku lihatnya tadi internetku agak lemot. Jadi buat teman-teman yang mau nobar live stream boleh ke YouTube, namanya Lamiosa guys. See you di YouTube. Dadah. Gak ada suaranya woi. Sebentar, nggak ada suaranya. Loh.
Version 3.3 special program. Let's roll the version 3.3 trailer.
Jay, ada
Friendly
trailernya.
word of advice. Test of courage events tend to give rise to a variety of strange rumors and stories. So please, be sure to exercise caution.
Oke, siap.
So, is there really a ghost around here? Why this time I have a feeling that it's staring right at us? Are you talking to me?
Jester, I have completed the task you gave.
Dotore ya? Kok Dotore? Siapa namanya nih?
From this day forth,
Halo
Balladeer
Fajar,
and
belum makan?
Kabuki Mono
Aku habis stream baru makan aku.
will cease to exist.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Dottore.
Ya Dotore ya.
Dottore! In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Anjay. Keren.
Squall and Fury! You dare to gaze upon me?
Ini siapa? Miku ya namanya ya?
Dare to mess with me?
Harusnya dong Miku pula.
Too late for regret. Have fun with this gift.
Scaramouche.
Aku kira Miku loh sumpah.
Mere
Salah.
fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
Oke, siap. Keren. Ini bansos, catat guys. Oh, kepotong ya anunya ya? Sebentar ya, kepotong ya. 8 A R A U 6 F N B N P V. Bentar. Sorry kepotong ini. Pin di live chat. Oke, siap.
And welcome to the Genshin Impact version 3.3 special program. I'm your host, Sarah Miller-Cruz, the voice of Lumine in Genshin Impact. And today I'm joined by...
Max, the one and only middleman, voice of the one and only Arataki Ito.
And I'm Patrick Pedraza, voice of the Wanderer. But up until now, travelers have only known me as Scaramouche, and everyone's been bowing me in the game lately.
Yeah, that's true. But to be fair, it's a really cool fight.
It's a really cool fight.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm super excited to have the chance to share some upcoming content with everyone. What did you all think about that trailer?
Okay, so I definitely saw Irminsul in there, and I am really excited to find out more about it.
Yeah, that trailer had everything. It had everything. It had action. It had drama. It was lighthearted in places, but it was dramatic.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just super stoked for everyone to see Scaramouche's, backstory. I'm super excited about it, for real.
Heck yeah.
Well, speaking of that, following the story's development, Scaramouche is still in Nahida's custody. So I bet the question everyone's wanting to know is how he'll become the Wanderer.
Yeah, for sure. And there's quite a story behind that. If you're interested, then be sure to play through the Archon Quest interlude chapter in version of Genesis. There is so much to learn in this quest, so I hope everyone checks it out.
Oh, come on, man. You can't just leave everyone hanging like that. How about some hints? Come on, please. Please.
All right. How can I say no to a cute chibi Ito?
You can't.
Here's a little preview from the quest.
Hello, Bifan.
We ran into two people at the academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. From what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Pretty rad.
Wait, why are they talking about Tatarasuna?
Archon Quest.
I guess we'll have to see. It is interesting, though, to see the Traveler, Nahida, and Scaramouche all together so peacefully like that.
Yeah, but in this interlude chapter, Nahida will task the Traveler and Paimon with keeping an eye on Scaramouche while we go with him into Irminsul in search of some information.
Oh, interesting. So obviously Nahida must have some reason for deciding to keep Scaramouche around.
Oh yeah, totally. And I'm liking Scaramouche's new style. Ooh, dude's looking sharp.
Ini keren gak sih, guys, warna bajunya, guys?
Nah, right. And at this point, he's known by a completely different name, the Wanderer. I love that name.
Okay, so I know I'm not the only one who's curious about what happened. I mean, it looks like he's really changed a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm afraid that's all we can show for now. Travelers will have to experience the story for themselves in-game. I mean, it's better to explore the storyline without too many spoilers, right?
True.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, we'll leave the rest for travelers to discover themselves. But the Wanderer is also going to be a new playable character in version 3.3, so let's talk about that. I'm sure many of our viewers are curious about his talents.
Heck yeah, sure thing. Let's have a look at the Wanderer in combat. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence. The wind rises.
Keren sih, tapi jujur aja playstyle-nya dia.
Bow your head.
Oh, jadi skill Q dia nggak diganti ya, tetap sama animasinya ya?
right, Patrick, you're up. Help introduce the Wanderer for us.
Sure thing. The Wanderer is a catalyst user and has an animo-vision, so he uses wind blades to perform ranged normal attacks.
Wait a second, wind blades?
Not the same as the Traveler's Windblade, though.
Okay.
So, as everyone probably already noticed, the Wanderer
gitu ya?
can hover in the air when he casts his elemental skill.
Keren sih.
Upon using his elemental skill, he will first deal AoE damage before leaping into the air and entering a hovering state. So, while hovering, the Wanderer's normal end charge attacks will be converted into Kugo Fushudan and Kugu Tofukai, respectively.
Keren.
The damage they deal and their AoE will be increased. Their damage
Ini
will
pakai
be
4 Fury
considered
bisa nggak ya?
normal end charge attack
Feelingku
damage,
bisa sih. Aku rasa dia bisa jadi kayak
Also,
Sukul
Kugu
Sessional
Tofukai will
menurutku.
not consume
Ya,
stamina,
kayaknya bakal banyak pull
and
sih
he
sekarang.
can remain hovering for a certain duration.
Lihat tuh, dia bisa di atas terus loh.
He can fly!
I know, right? But he can't stay hovering forever. While hovering, the Wanderer constantly consumes Kuguryoku points to maintain his hovering state, which is the blue meter you see on the screen. Even if he doesn't move or attack, hovering will still consume Kuguryoku points.
Okay.
So this mechanic works a little differently than our typical stamina meter. There are many possible actions the Wanderer
Dia
can
masih
perform while
namanya.
hovering in the
Iya,
air,
iya, betul
which
sih.
all rely on
Mirip-mirip sama
Kuguryoku
betul,
points
betul.
rather than stamina. So, for example, sprinting mid-air will consume additional Kuguryoku points to accelerate mid-air, and holding the sprint button will cause persistent point consumption to maintain speed. So, this effect will replace his default sprint. Jumping expends extra Kuguryoku points to increase hovering height. Holding jump will cause persistent Kuguryoku point consumption to keep increasing hovering height. Of course, running out of points will end his hovering state.
Dia bisa terbang ke atas terus juga terbang.
Okay, so
Gitu, keren
travelers
ya.
will need to plan their actions while hovering.
Ini kudusin ini siapa, Frik?
So, with his talent, Jade Claimed Flower, when casting his elemental skill, if it contacts Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, that instance of the skill will receive a corresponding buff effect depending on which element was contacted. So, for example, increasing his Kuguryoku points cap, attack, crit rate, or restoring a set amount of energy upon hitting opponents with a normal or charged attack. The Wanderer can have up to 2 different kinds of these buffs simultaneously.
Ooh.
Oh, look, check that out. Part of the halo behind him changes color depending on the buffs you get. So travelers will be able to easily understand what effects the Wanderer currently has.
I like that. It's helpful
Kayaknya
and
seru
still
sih ya
looks really
playstylenya
cool.
Wanderer ya.
So, after unlocking another talent, Gales of Reverie, when the Wanderer is in the hovering state, if his normal or charged attack hits an enemy,
Keren
there's a
sih.
set chance to gain another buff effect, allowing him to sprint midair without consuming Kuguryoku points. Additionally, this buff effect will fire wind arrows to attack the enemy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Jujur aja
I'm sure
playstylenya
extra buff effects
fresh
like that
banget
will
ya
go
guys
a
ya
long way for
playstylenya
players
ya.
when they're in combat.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've noticed, there is a colorful aura of light around his body to indicate when that buff effect is triggered.
I saw that.
That's pretty cool. I love all the detail they've put into the Wanderer.
All right, this brings us
Kalau
to the
bingung nanti
Wanderer's
Wanderer
elemental
bisa nunggu waktu
burst.
rerun sih Diego.
So, check this out. Upon unleashing his burst, he compresses the atmosphere and stomps it down toward the
Itu
enemy.
kayak di Blitz
So,
jurusnya
travelers should note
Quincy
that if
tuh,
the
guys.
Wanderer is in a hovering state when he unleashes his burst, then the hovering state will end and he will begin descending after the burst is completed.
Keren sih.
Okay,
Skill
this stomping
Q-nya efeknya keren
animation
sih.
is a little aggressive.
Yeah, but
Gila
it's
sih itu.
cool.
I know, and it actually suits his character.
Yeah, I can't help but agree.
Skill Q-nya brutal sih skill Q-nya menurutku.
Wait. Let's not forget about the exploration talent.
Ah, yes. This is an interesting one. The Wanderer can decrease the Mora required when ascending bows and catalysts.
Oh,
now,
kayak
you can never
Shogun tapi
complain
bow
about saving
sama
Mora. Am I right?
Katalis.
Okay,
Huh?
that's true. All right, now that we've seen the Wanderer,
Rasengan
let's move
Shuriken,
on
iya,
to the next
betul.
new character. Are you ready?
Siapa nih?
I'm ready.
Siapa nih?
Yay!
Oh, Faruzan
What
ya.
did you say? Oh, I'm old now, so every other
Menurut saya
phrase
mirip
is
Hezo
my
Pak ya.
ears.
Mungkin aku rasa masih
Try
bisa sih
calling me
Hezo, tapi
Madam
katanya dia ada
Farzan.
artifact baru kan katanya ya.
And I'll see if I can pick that up.
Miku.
Huh? What is it that you would like to learn more about? Different forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms? The base layer design of elemental monuments? Huh. Wait. Did you forget to call me Madam Faruzan just now when you asked your question? Whoa! What? There's nothing wrong with being afraid of thunder, even at an older age.
Oh, she sounds sassy.
Yeah, and smart too.
She seems so awesome.
She's fun.
I wonder what her skirt's made
I
out
know,
of.
her design is so cool and really detailed. I love
Ito,
it.
LB dulu
So,
lumayan.
even though she looks
Untung dia
super
ada
young,
acong
she's
kalau nggak goyang
actually an
aku.
old person.
Apa iya,
Like,
Agung?
oh, where's my teeth?
Well, she's not that old.
I
Oh,
don't know,
right.
could've fooled me.
Faruzan's age is probably still nothing compared to Scaramouche.
Mm-hmm. But let's call him the Wanderer, Sarah. Please.
Okay, you know who I meant. Actually, now that I think about it, yokai can also live a really long time too.
That's right, yeah, no, and speaking of age, isn't the Traveler's age also kind of mysterious?
Mm-hmm, that's true. It looks like all of our characters are intriguing. But it's safe to say that Faruzan is way older than most people in Teyvat. Faruzan works in the Academia's Haravatat Darshan and has been a hairbod, which roughly
Penasaran
means
saudara
mentor
Jepangnya
for over a
Pausan.
century.
Pausan.
So I
Miku,
bet
Flick
everyone out there is
Miku.
wondering if she's also some kind of creature blessed with long life, you know? Like Klee?
No, she's actually just your regular, typical human being.
Oh.
Well, maybe not so typical. About 100 years ago,
Sebenarnya apa tuh,
Faruzan
Fauzan?
was an undisputed
Belum tahu, belum
genius,
lihat.
traveling all around Sumeru
Wanderer
and solving
pindah ke
many puzzles
Mondo
and
aja.
mysteries. The notes she left
Kasian
behind
lah, Fenty
eventually
juga
became the
gitu.
basis of mechanical research for later
Betul, Hatsune
generations.
Miku kan guys? Mirip banget sama
She
Hatsune
sounds
Miku.
pretty amazing.
But later, she
Nggak tahu
accidentally
senjatanya apa, belum
stumbled
lihat
into
aku.
some ruins while trying to solve a puzzle. There, she encountered some strange phenomenon which stopped her from aging, and was trapped there for nearly 100 years.
Oh, dia udah
She
100 tahun
eventually
ya guys
solved
ya.
the puzzle and was able to finally return to Sumeru.
Oh,
Can you
boy
imagine
ya si
being
Miku
trapped
ya.
in a puzzle for 100 years?
Paling Fafo
so
paling.
that's how she's
Kalau support-
been a hairbod for over a
Itu Riran kah?
century.
Belum tahu.
Yeah. And even now, she still has the pride of a scholar in her heart and is a very talented person. It's just that after being separated from the world for so long, she's kind of fallen behind the times now.
Oh, hey, I get what you mean. She was once a proud researcher in a
Itu
niche
Riran
field
nggak
that
jadi ngambil
has
dia yang
become
Goofing.
unpopular after 100 years.
Kamu bakal ambil itu nih,
So,
Rick.
is she still
Mukanya ngantuk kan?
completely dedicated
Yes.
to her field?
Tapi
Yep. And she
lumayan
often
cakep
tries
sih.
using her old
Secara
age as a
desain.
means of drumming
Lumayan
up
suka.
support for her ideas. However, I think she'd prefer to be complained about for using her seniority rather than garnering sympathy for her experience of being trapped in the ruins.
Yeah, sounds like she's quite the character.
I know, right? Okay, so now that we've covered her backstory, why don't we take a look at Faruzan's abilities in combat?
Let's do it.
Fight, 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 fight.
100 years have passed, yet there hasn't been any change to those dumb rules at the Academia. Dare to mess with me? Have fun with this gift!
I love all the geometric shapes when she's playing. Did you guys see that?
Yes, there's so
crazy.
much geometry. And I took geometry.
It looks so cool.
Ah, yeah.
So, Faruzan is an animo character, and she wields a bow as her weapon. Her normal attacks are the usual bow attacks you'd expect from a bow user.
Aku rasa skill
there's
normal
not
attack
too
nggak
much
boleh
to
dinaikin
say
sih.
about that. But her skills are where things get interesting. Her elemental skill deploys a polyhedron that deals damage to enemies. After using her skill, her next aimed shot will become a special attack that creates a vortex, pulling nearby objects and opponents in.
Oh, nice. So she can clump enemies together.
And there's also another thing about her special charged attack. It will create a vortex effect at its point of impact. And if the attack hits an enemy or ally member, it'll apply a mark and create a vortex after a short delay.
Okay.
Aku
So
kira
it looks
attack-attacknya
like there
bisa
will be a
jalan
lot of
sama
potential uses
bisa
for
jalan
this
sama
attack.
skill Shingchu kaget
Travelers
aku.
will have to experiment with it and see what they come up with.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing to try hitting teammates with the arrow in co-op mode and have them charge into the enemies to group them all together. I'll have to see who wants to try that with me. After unlocking the talent Impetuous Flow, the time required for fully charging Faruzan's next shot will be reduced, and the arrow will reduce the target enemy's animo resistance. In her elemental burst, she deploys a dazzling polyhedron and releases a whirlwind pulse. Throughout its duration, The dazzling polyhedron will continuously move along a triangular path. Once it reaches each corner of that triangular path, it will unleash one more whirlwind pulse.
Yeah, 1 minute she's here, the next she's gone for 100 years.
Hey.
Bada boom!
No. Even Sino's jokes are funnier than that.
It was pretty
All
funny.
right. Anyway, let's hear what effects these whirlwind pulses have.
Sure.
Ya, apakah bisa di-infuse
When
itu
the whirlwind
skill-nya?
pulse hits opponents, it will decrease their animo resistance. It will also apply an animo damage buff effect to all nearby party members when it's unleashed. Travelers should note that the effective range of this buff is quite large, and it's not just within the whirlwind pulse itself, so there's no need to go chasing the polyhedron. After unlocking her talent,
Seru sih,
Lost
kayaknya dia
Wisdom
sama
of the
kayaknya
Seven
Xiao
Caverns,
user bahagia ya
when
ada
a team
Baruzan ya.
member uses normal, charged, or plunging attacks, elemental skills, or elemental bursts to deal animo damage to an enemy,
Wondero segera merebut
the
title
damage
sudah
will
cepat.
increase
Kayaknya masih
based on
cepetan si
powers on
Sukro sih Muhammad Firman.
This effect can
Soalnya
only be
Sukro suka
triggered
kenceng
once
banget
for
kan.
a
Kalau si
certain duration of time.
Wonder ini ada
So it seems
animasinya
she'll be
jadi
the
kayak
sole
lama kalau
support.
aku rasa.
Totally. And as a researcher of mechanics and puzzles, Baruzan has taken it upon herself to explore many ruins, with her travels taking her all across Sumeru. Her exploration talent reflects this, and she gains more rewards when dispatched on a Sumeru expedition for 20 hours.
I'm sure no other mentor in Haravatat has 100 years of experience in solving puzzles.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's pretty hard to beat. So, the big question is, when can travelers expect to get these new characters?
That is a good question. Let's talk about the upcoming event wishes. In the early part of version
Mungkin
3.3,
bisa masuk.
the Wanderer and Arataki Ito will be available via
Ito
their
ya,
own
guys,
event
ya.
wishes. Baruzan will also be making her debut in these event wishes.
Ito!
In the later part of version 3.3, we'll be seeing rerun event wishes for both the Raiden Shogun and Kamisato
Shogun
Ayato.
Ayato.
And last but not least, the new 5-star catalyst, Tule Tule's Remembrance, will be appearing in a new weapon event wish.
And that's not all. In version 3.3,
Keras sih, bannernya
two
jujur
brand new
keras sih.
artifact series will become available. So travelers should be sure to check out the corresponding domain.
Woo! More artifacts!
All right.
I hope
Artifacts baru.
travelers will have fun
Anime
experimenting
bagus.
and trying new combinations with these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, ini bisa
We've
buat Xiao
already
loh
talked
ini.
about a ton of new content, so why don't we take a quick break with another redemption code?
Tapi nggak
Sounds
ngasih
good.
buat Xiao biasa
Roll
sih.
out the code.
Woohoo!
Kode lagi guys. Tempat tuh bergetar mas, mantap Vanes. Ini kayaknya agak berat sih ya. Shogun Ayato agak gila sih.
Welcome back to the version 3.3
Oh,
special program.
event baru.
Okay, Patrick, what do we have next?
So next, we'll be covering the upcoming events for the new version.
That's right. We've already mentioned the Test of Courage event, and I'm sure plenty of you were wondering about that, so let's start there.
Aha! You must be here to participate in the
Hezo,
test of
ya
courage.
Hezo takut banget sama artefak baru
I
tuh,
can already
setuju.
see a dark aura surrounding the two
Betul,
of you.
sama aku Varius. Aku juga
If you
isi skip
carelessly
semua
go
sih.
running into the event, all it'll take is one little mistake.
Shogun aku rasa masih tetap OP sih. Aku rasa Shogun nggak berubah. Masih OP di Putra. Bahkan BC aku mungkin terkuras.
Strange and unusual
Anjas.
things may occur along the way. If you ever feel you can't handle it, you may withdraw from the event at any time. This is your last chance. I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1.
NAC 2 dulu.
Welcome to the test of courage.
Weaponnya bisa pakai
Enter at
tickets.
your own risk.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is a test of courage, so I'm sure there'll be some scary stuff going on there.
I ain't scared.
Anyway, to successfully clear this event, we'll be facing a series of little tests.
Ooh, what's this? Tests, you say?
Yes, that's right. Word has it that if you walk around the test of courage, you might find yourself encountering a special sort of game. We've already got the rules down, so I'll do a quick introduction. Basically, travelers will have to control a bouncing bar to bounce a ball and use skill ball
Mainan
effects to
pinball
break as
dulu, Ngap.
many bricks as possible.
Okay, I'm liking this one. Seems pretty straightforward.
During the game, travelers will be able to trigger elemental reactions to break bricks more effectively.
Nice! It even has elemental reactions.
Yeah, we can control the character to move the bar. When the character we're using is either pyro, hydro, cryo, or electro,
Ini
the
pinball banget
corresponding
sih.
element will be applied to the bar. By switching characters, you can change the element of the bar.
Okay, all the pieces are falling in place now. The bar can infuse a certain element, and the blocks also have their own elements, so causing a skill ball of one element to hit blocks of different elements will trigger elemental reactions. There, how'd I do?
Yep, you nailed it. The bar will add the element corresponding to your character. Besides triggering reactions the way you just mentioned, if a skill ball is
Tapi
already
memang aku
infused
setuju
by
sih
an element
dia
and it
adain
hits the bar,
event-event
it
atau
will also
game-game
trigger a
seperti ini.
reaction,
Soalnya
causing the skill ball to have some
setidaknya ini
additional
cukup
effects.
merefresh sih menurutku
When
daripada kayak
preparing your team,
event-event
you
yang
can
udah
equip
dia pernah
modifiers to receive various
munculin
buff effects, which
diulang
will help you
lagi malah
successfully clear
boring
the challenge.
menurutku. Enak gini sih kayaknya.
Also, when there are less than a certain amount of bricks on the board and the ball lands another hit, the bar will unleash fireworks.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. Travelers can utilize this effect to
Yang
break
trading
some
card
bricks
diganti
that would
tempat kalau nggak
normally
salah
be difficult
TCG-nya.
to hit directly.
Kalau
It's
BVP seru
like
sih.
a
Kalau
bonus
BVP seru sih.
attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
So,
Tapi aku
travelers will
penasaran
need
sama
to select
TCG-nya sih,
characters
guys.
of the right elements,
Harusnya
equip the
TCG-nya seru.
appropriate modifiers, and use different
Biar ada
elemental
suasana baru
reactions
nggak sih?
to
Yes,
break bricks
betul.
and score more points.
Setuju aku.
And then travelers will be able to use their points to exchange for rewards in the event shop, correct?
That's right. Also, travelers will have the option of teaming up and playing the event together in co-op mode.
Oh, bisa
Oh,
co-op,
looks
bisa
like a
co-op.
lot of fun.
Tapi nggak
super
PvP
fun.
sih.
Yeah, in addition to this minigame, the Test of Courage storyline will also contain more challenges. Travelers will even have a chance to meet with some good friends again, so be sure to check out this new event. All right, let's move on to our next event.
Okay, so next up, we have a race event called Across the Wilderness. Your objective, collecting balloons.
Woo!
I don't know, seems like the Wanderer's abilities might come in real handy here.
I know, right?
So, in this event, each stage will have wilderness balloons scattered all around. Travelers will need to find as many wilderness balloons as possible within the time limit to earn increasingly better rewards. So, during the challenge, travelers will be able to utilize their character's skills and talents. So, it'll be important to assemble the right team depending on the traits and terrain of the challenge area.
Oke. Full siapa aku
Yeah,
yang pasti
so
full
travelers
Wanderer
can
dulu
also
sih.
use something called
Soalnya
the
Shogun,
Wilderness Compass to obtain
Hayato,
various
dan
buffs,
Ito udah punya
which
semua
include
aku.
enhanced jumping capabilities, increased movement speed, or unlimited stamina, etc.
Ooh, cool.
However, you can only claim one buff during each challenge. You must consume blessed energy to use the compass and gain the selected buff. You may charge the compass up by finding wilderness balloons or interacting with blessed energy in the challenge. Or you can always wait for the compass to passively
Sudah
charge
pulang
over
aku,
time.
aman. Reton sudah pulang dari Riran kemarin, aman, aman.
It's almost like watching parkour.
Yeah, there are two different kinds of wilderness balloons in these challenges. The first is harvest balloons, which will increase the overall progress of your search for wilderness balloons. The other kind is sonar balloons, which will cause several harvest balloons to appear around you for a set amount of time.
That's awesome.
So there will be 5 stages available for this event, and travelers will need to consider the conditions and terrain of each stage to come up with the best way to complete it. Also, travelers may team up in co-op mode for challenges.
Bisa
Ooh,
co-op
more
juga
chances
nih.
to play together. I love it.
Yeah, same.
Semoga
Okay,
bintang
let's
4
move on to our
V1
next
guru, iya
event.
sih.
Everyone's favorite game of hide and seek is back with the
Kembali
Wind Trace event.
Wintrace.
And of course, this is going to be another co-op event, and I for one am super excited for it.
There's nothing like a good co-op. Many of you
Seru
might
sih,
already be
Wintrace ini
familiar
seru,
with this
Wintrace
event
ini.
by now, but there have been a few changes. Let me introduce what travelers can expect to see this time around. We can probably skip some of the basics this time. You know, players either hide or seek. And then...
Okay, wait a second. There actually might be some new travelers out there who've never seen this event before. So why don't you start with some of the basics?
Right, good point. Okay, let's start at the beginning then. This is a game with a long history in Mondstadt. Travelers will be split into two different sides.
Seru sih, ada Winters lagi seru sih.
You will need to use skills and master the art of hiding or chasing down others to win this event. The goal of the hunter is to capture all the rebels, while the rebels run or use other means to keep themselves from getting caught by the hunter.
Okay, that's straightforward enough. So, what else you got for us?
Well, some travelers may remember playing as the rebels and getting caught early in the game. Once that would happen, all you could do was spectate and watch the rest as the others continue playing. But this time around, once you're caught, you'll still be able to participate in the match even in observer mode.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Once you're in observer mode, you can't be seen by other players and will receive the illusory beacon skill. This skill will allow you to place a random beacon to confuse the hunter.
Gocek-gocek guys ya kalau meskipun sudah kalah.
The hunter and is destroyed, then the hunter will suffer an obscured vision effect.
So even after you've been captured, you can be like a little ghost, trying to help your teammates by disrupting the hunter.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. And at least you won't have to sit there and just watch the rest of the match anymore.
Exactly, but what does the hunter get this time? I mean, we gotta keep it fair.
Some new windward arts have been added for both the hunter and the rebels. The hunter will now be able to use the hunter's net. This net can be thrown and will remove any rebel disguises within its range, and will notify the hunter that a rebel was detected. If a beacon is caught in the net, it'll be destroyed and the hunter will not suffer from obscured vision.
Nice.
Okay.
So I guess if you love playing hunter, you'll probably love this.
Oh yeah, you definitely should. The skill rebels used in previous versions of the game to place beacons can now only be used by players in observer mode. However, the rebels will be able to use an all-new concealing beacon skill. This skill will allow you to deploy a beacon for a set duration and remain invisible while you're around that
event Winters
All
ini muncul
players,
ya.
including your rebel teammates, will be unable to see you while you're invisible. If the concealing beacon is destroyed by the hunter, then the hunter will have their vision obscured for a short time. Sounds pretty fun, huh?
Event pemaksaan.
Yeah, so even if you end up being captured by the hunter at the start of the game, you'll still be able to participate and assist your teammates. And, did I mention primo gems and other rewards? The good stuff. So be sure to check it out.
Oh, that's awesome. Seriously, I can't wait to play with friends. Okay, our next event is a combat-based event.
Setuju sih aku. Cara memang agak
In a
mager
forbidden
sebenarnya.
place warded by dust and sand, mysterious foes have assembled lines of fortifications to stop your coming. That's right, a new edition of Misty Dungeon will arrive in version 3.3. Stoked.
Sweet.
But this time around, there will be a total of 7 trials with different themes awaiting you in the Misty Dungeon. Each has a different leyline disorder, and travelers will have to adjust their teams according to the disorder's effects and the distribution of enemies. There will also be trial characters for you to select from as well. After entering the domain, travelers will need to go and complete 3 challenges to collect ancient runes. After collecting power from 3 ancient runes, we can power up the control array and proceed to the final challenge. Also, throughout the trial, additional benediction mechanisms and challenges will appear. Travelers may choose to interact with these to increase the leyline disorder's effects or revive and heal your team.
You know, if it were up to me, I'd say just go for all the challenges.
I know, but travelers should keep in mind that the challenge objective for each trial
Iya, timnya
might
bagus
be
sih, jujur
different.
aja sih. Tim
So
komnya
be
bagus
sure
tim
to
kom
check
dia.
the objective and aim for that while proceeding. In terms of rewards, travelers can look forward to winning primo gems and other various prizes.
Yes. Ooh, I like prizes.
And last but not least, version 3.3 will also have leyline overflow events. Travelers can look forward to saving their resin and earning more Mora and experience books.
Nice, that's awesome. That'll be great for all the travelers out there still leveling up all their new characters. And even if you don't need those resources now, it's always good to stock up and have more on hand, am I right?
Yeah. So, travelers looking to upgrade their characters won't want to miss this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff.
In addition to the new version's limited time events, version 3.3 will also be adding a new permanent game mode called Genius
Sudah ada
Invocation
guys,
TCG.
TCG-nya. Seru di sini.
But before we get into that, let's take another quick break and enjoy a redemption code.
Heck
Yay!
yeah. Slap that code on the screen.
Seru sih, TCG ini seru sih. Kode terakhir guys. Salah aku ya. ET9 SUPEN B765. Sorry ya, yang aku tadi tulis salah guys. Ini aku benerin dulu. Sama sih ya. Aku kira salah tadi.
Welcome back, everyone. During our journey into Tempat, we've stumbled across several NPCs talking about a game called Genius Invocation TCG. So next, we'll introduce this card game that's been taking Tempat by storm. In the version 3.1 special program, we already revealed that Genius Invocation TCG will be a card game where we can challenge various characters and NPCs or battle against your friends. But there is actually a legend behind this game. It is said that a young guy in Sumeru found an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opened it and discovered that the soul of an ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King had been captured inside.
What a name.
It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King. During the match, the Crocodile King fell prey to his opponent's scheme and was sealed away in the casket of tomes.
Ouch, game over.
After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King possesses him and helps him to gradually climb the ranks to becoming a legendary TCG player.
Nice. Hang on, is it just me, or does that kind of sound like the plot to a light novel or something?
You're right. It turns out that Yai Publishing House is about to release a hit light novel series based on Genius Invocation TCG.
Okay, now this is starting to sound like a plug for Yai Publishing House.
Maybe. But anyway, that's the legend on how Genius Invocation TCG came to be. Though it's probably just a story they came up with for marketing the game.
So while you were telling us about the story, I was over here researching the rules to the game. Basically, Genius Invocation TCG is a game where you use a constructed deck of cards to duel against an opponent. The objective is to defeat all of your opponent's character cards.
That's right.
Also, there are many features and mechanics in the game that resonate with Genshin Impact's gameplay, so it shouldn't be too hard for players to get the hang of.
Right, I even saw some elemental reactions in the gameplay.
Yup, a constructed deck must contain character cards. And as you might expect, these character cards have a normal attack, an elemental skill, and an elemental burst. So when a character card deals elemental damage to an enemy, it will cause them to be affected by that element. Then, you can switch to a character card of a different element and use their abilities to trigger an elemental reaction.
Wait, did you guys notice that there are even monster character cards? Can we even make a deck of, like, just the monsters from the game?
You're really getting into this, Max.
Heck yeah, I am! I like card games!
Who doesn't?
Ini menarik sih yang ini.
So, in Genius Invocation TCG, all actions require you to spend elemental dice. Each round, both you and your opponent will roll 8 elemental dice. Each of these elemental dice can have any one of 8 elemental attributes.
Hold on, but there's only 7 elements in the world of Tempat.
You're right. So, in addition to the 7 standard elements, there's also one called the Omni element. The elemental dice required for a character card to perform an action correspond to the character's element. So, for example, a Pyro character like D-Luke needs either Pyro or Omni elemental dice to perform an action. Clear now?
Yep, crystal clear.
Okay.
Also, elemental dice can be used to switch characters or play a variety of other cards, such as equipment cards, event cards, and support cards. All these cards create the potential for a variety of strategies.
Right. While playing Genius Invocation TCG, travelers can earn player experience, which will increase your player level. As your level increases, you'll be able to challenge more characters and NPCs. By completing challenges, you may earn lucky coins, new cards, or other rewards. Lucky coins can be exchanged in the event shop for cards, or can even unlock dynamic skins for certain cards.
Dynamic skins? Those are cards that have moving illustrations, right?
That's right. All character cards can unlock a dynamic skin. After unlocking that, there'll even be a cool bonus animation whenever you cast that character's elemental burst.
Cool.
And if you're confident in your TCG skills, you can also invite a friend to duel. After reaching a high enough player level, you'll even unlock a matchmaking mode. So be sure to give it a try.
Travelers should note that playing against your friends or other travelers won't count towards any leaderboards or provide any rewards.
Ada leaderboardnya.
So you can relax. It's all just for fun.
Ada leaderboardnya.
Okay, that's everything we have for Genius Invocation TCG, and that brings us to the end of today's special program. So, what did you think?
Why does it have to be over?
Tapi seru sih.
There's so much that this version has to offer.
Yeah, I can't even take it all in right now. I'm just super stoked to be part of this. I think I just gained some Kuguryoku points.
Cici bisa jadi ini Ransio sih, bisa jadi.
Man, the new characters look cool.
I know, what about Scaramouche hovering? Like, that's insane.
I know, that's awesome.
That's super dope.
That's awesome. And I cannot wait to play in some of these events and mini games. I'm super excited.
Tapi aku tadi kurang dengar tadi, leaderboardnya tuh ada atau nggak ada ya? Yang tadi dia bilang kalau main sama teman sih nggak mungkin masuk ke leaderboard.
I'm so happy I
Tapi
got to
kayaknya
come back
harusnya
for
kalau
another special
matchmaking
program.
harusnya ada leaderboardnya sih.
Third time being on one of these, and I
Gokil sih kalau sampai ada leaderboard, keren sih menurutku.
I'm so happy. This is my first one, so thank you for having me.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yes.
Doesn't it feel good to feel special?
Seriously,
Do you feel special?
I really do. Thank you.
Well, I think this is the end of our special program. So, I hope everyone enjoyed it, and we'll see you in game.
Genshin Jepang 4 host.
Okay,
oh ya, ini cuma 3 ya.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye everyone.
See you later.
Oke. Kayaknya juga itu dulu teman-teman ya buat stream Lamiosa hari ini. Thank you banget buat teman-teman semua udah nemenin saya streaming pada malam hari ini. Kita jumpa lagi di next stream berikutnya. Aku sendiri juga kurang tahu sih kapan. Harusnya sih Senin ya. Senin aku harusnya kalau nggak ada masalah bakal bisa stream. Jangan lupa beristirahat teman-teman. Happy weekend teman-teman semuanya. Kita jumpa lagi di stream selanjutnya. Bye-bye.